Greetings internet, it's Monica, and today I kind of wanted to come at you with a very chill video. I think this is the first time that I've done a proper sit down video without any makeup on, which is wild to me because I spend probably 90% of my life without makeup on. I don't know how I'm gonna feel about this when I'm editing it, but here's hoping that I don't hate my face. So I got some books and I wanted to share them with you all. I am really excited about these books. This isn't actually, because it is a pretty big stack. I was gonna say oh, this isn't one of those huge stacks of books where the thumbnail will be tall, and I'm realizing that because I have a series in here, it actually is a pretty tall amount of books. Oh well! I'm gonna kick things off with a series, actually, which is very exciting. Some of you might remember that I recently reread the first Artemis Fowl book because I wanted to reread it since the movie is coming out. Kind of just wanted to slowly make my way through the series. So I am partnering with Disney Books. I've been working with them for a little bit now to celebrate the series and then also just the film launch itself. We just launched these new covers and they sent over all of them. I recently have showed the first two because those are the first ones that had come out, but now all of them are out and they're so beautiful. If you're not familiar with it, Artemis Fowl is basically this child genius slash billionaire, and he is on a mission to steal fairy magic. So it's this really fun story, but it also has themes of environmentalism and things like that I am a big fan of. And I'm really excited to just see how they interpret the story from the book to the screen. I think that's really exciting. I'm actually going to be continuing to read these leading up to the film, but I also am excited to share these with some family members of mine who are younger and introduce them to the Artemis Fowl world. I'm really excited about that. So yeah, I am also going to be doing a giveaway that I'm doing in partnership with Disney Books for the full series with the new covers. So if you would like to win these, I will have information and links in the description box below. This is the first one, Artemis Fowl. Then we have The Arctic Incident, The Last Guardian, The Atlantis Complex, The Time Paradox, The Last Colony, The Opal Deception, and The Eternity Code. And I actually never finished the series, so I'm really excited to do that. So if you'd like to win these, I'll have info in the description box again. But thank you so much to Disney Books. I'm really excited for this. I don't know. These books were some of my faves growing up. So just it's really cool to be able to work with Disney Books to celebrate Artemis Fowl. I'm trying not to geek out, but it's not working very well apparently. Then I also recently purchased a couple of books, not that many. One was actually sent to me. I'll talk about that one first. First book I want to talk about, I'm so excited for. It's Yellow by Chelsea Hui. This was actually sent to me by Chelsea. I've engaged with her a lot online. She always leaves the nicest comments on my videos. She also has a booktube channel herself. She hasn't updated, I don't think, in a little while, but it was phenomenal. Hopefully she comes back. But she wrote this poetry book, and it touches on a variety of different topics, but obviously it's called Yellow, and a lot of the poems explore what it means to be Asian, and I love it. I've read a few of the poems already, and a few of them totally floored me, brought me to tears. There's one about her relationship with her mom that I just started crying because I felt it, it was yeah, I agree, this is how I feel. Oh yeah, it's called My First Love, and it's about her mom, and I'm trying not to cry right now because it's beautiful. There's one called Bilingual that I really loved, and she writes, I am home to two countries, two cultures, and countless conflicts. Tell me what is more beautiful than the amalgamation of both, East and West, on my tongue. I just love that. So yeah, I just wanted to share this with you guys. I'll link it down below. It's available on Amazon for purchase, and I'm just so excited about it. She wrote like the nicest note and included the cutest little stickers. So yeah, I'm really excited to to own this. It just, yeah, it's absolutely beautiful. It's stunningly put together. Like, it has one of those like soft feeling covers that I love, and I love the like pops of yellow in it. So yeah, thank you so much, Chelsea, for sending this my way. Again, I will link it down below for you guys if you want to check it out. I think you definitely should. The next book I want to talk about is this one by Yang-Shi Chu, and it's called The Night Tiger. This was in one of this month's Book of the Month Club picks, and they're very kind and they send me their picks for the month. This was the one that I was most excited for, but it actually, what really intrigued me at first is this quote that was from Kirkus. So Kirkus wrote, "Mythical creatures, conversations with the dead, lucky numbers, Confucian virtues, and forbidden love provide the backdrop for Chu's superb murder mystery. Mining the rich setting of colonial Malaysia, Chu wonderfully combines a Holmes-esque plot with Chinese lore." And it got a starred review. Or is that? I don't know. I think that's actually Publisher. That was Publishers Weekly. Kirkus also gave it a starred review, and they said, "Chu has written a sumptuous garden maze of a novel that immerses readers in a complex vanished world." So yeah, this follows two characters. One is Ji Lin, who is an apprentice dressmaker, and she's also working moonlighting as a dance hall girl in order to pay off her mother's debts. Then you have 11-year-old Ren, who is a Chinese houseboy with a secret, and it's their story, and it sounds super atmospheric and beautiful. The cover is stunning. I kind of don't want to know more than that, just because it is a mystery and I want to, you know, have that experience. I posted this on Twitter because I had never heard of it until I got it, and I was like, has anyone heard of this book, because it sounds phenomenal. And a couple people replied saying that they had read this author's other book and really enjoyed it, so I'm excited. Then I purchased this book called The Assassination of Brong-Wayne Spurge by M.T. Anderson and Eugene Yelchin. I picked this one up at Blue Stockings bookstore here in New York City, which is one of my favorite bookstores in New York City. It is a feminist bookstore, independent. It is, I think, almost entirely volunteer run. They, you know, offer up their store as meeting spaces for the like community. I think it's fantastic, so I love supporting them whenever I can. And I had never heard of this book. Apparently it was one of the, I think it was like the National Book Award. It didn't win, but I think it was like shortlisted for it. That might be wrong. It definitely almost won some type of award. It's a middle grade. And the cool thing about Blue Stockings is that they curate all of their books. So they choose books that have either feminist themes or like sort of social justice themes, if that's the best phrasing I can think of right now. So that's sort of like, it kind of already has that stamp of approval, which I'm excited about. And it's stunning. So like, these are the end papers. It's fully illustrated. There's tons of illustrations throughout. And the story it takes place in a sort of Tolkien style world where there are elves and dwarves, and they are in sort of constant conflict with each other. And this follows Brong-Wayne Spurge, who is a elfin emissary and historian and also a spy. It is their sort of letters and communication, and it's supposed to be kind of fun and funny, but at the same time explore topics of like racism and nationalism within this like kind of wacky world. So I'm really excited for that. According to Booklist, it is biting and hysterical. Brong-Wayne and Werefield's Adventures is one for the history books. But yeah, it just sounds really cool and totally different from anything. And again, like, what initially drew me to it is just how beautiful it is. There's no dust jacket. It's just this like really pretty hardcover. It looks like an old like book, like an old library book or something, or history book. I love that. So that was my initial draw. But outside of that, just seems like a very unique story. So excited to read this. I don't know if any of you have like heard of this or read it. M.T. Anderson is an author that I have not read enough of, but every time I read their work, I tend to love it. So excited. And then this next book I actually got as a gift from my friend Kristen, who is a booktuber. Her channel is Super Space Chick. If you're not familiar, she is wonderful. And we both love manga and anime and all that kind of stuff and comics. And so she got me Fruits Basket Volume 1, which I have never read. And I think that is a travesty. Like, this is like sort of a classic and I just have not read it. As you guys might know, one of my goals this year is to read 75 books, 25 of which I want to be comics or manga. So this is definitely on that list now. I've never read it. It was one that, like, I remember when I was younger, I would always be online like looking up manga and anime, and it was one that I always loved the art for, but I never like read. So I feel like I have this history with this story because I would like download all the art from it and like try and learn how to draw based on it, but I never read it. And so now I'm excited to actually do that. So thank you, Kristen, if you're watching this. Yeah, I'm just excited to pick this one up. The last book is another one that I recently purchased, and I'm so excited for this book. It is Skyward by Brandon Sanderson. Okay, Brandon Sanderson, you guys might know, is one of my favorite authors of all time. He wrote the Mistborn series, which is one of my favorite series of all time, and I really want to read more books by him because I know I'm gonna love them, and I just love his way of storytelling. So I knew I wanted this one because I love space adventures and I love academy settings. So this follows Spensa, who wants nothing more than to attend flight school to become a pilot, and you know, live in the sky. So cheesy. But her father was a pilot and he ended up deserting, and so she has this sort of mark against her of being the daughter of a deserter. But all she wants is to be a pilot. So this is her story. I know it's gonna be lots of adventure, lots of twists and turns because it's Brandon Sanderson, and I'm really excited for that. It is YA, which I'm intrigued for. I have not read any of Brandon Sanderson's YA books. There's this one. There's also his middle grade series, the Arithmancer series, I think that's what it is. And I haven't read any of them. So felt like time to finally pick up some more Brandon Sanderson because I loved Mistborn so much. It's been so long. I just think that, like, you know, do you ever have that thing where you know you're gonna love books, so you like put off reading them purposefully because you want to like savor it? I need to stop doing that because I do that a lot. It's a problem. That was what I did with Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom, and I finally read them, which I'll talk about soon because I think I want to do a whole Grisha video. For years I didn't read those books because I was like, I know I'm gonna love them. I finally read them and I was like, I could have like been reading and rereading these books for all this time. Ugh, they're so good though. So I have a lot of feelings about the Grisha universe in general. I don't know if you follow me on Twitter, but pretty much all I talk about now is the Grisha universe. I've basically fallen into just being a Grisha stan. Specifically a Nikolai stan, but Grisha in general too. But yeah, I'd love to hear from you guys if you've read any of these or what books you've recently picked up that you're excited to read. And hopefully you liked this video. Thank you so much to Disney Books for sponsoring it. And I will see you guys on the internet. Bye!